What's up, everybody? Here I am. Okay, today we're going to be doing the chili. So, we're going to start out making the tomato sauce. I keep looking at the screen of the camera. Okay, now I have never attempted this recipe before. I have never made homemade tomato soup before. Uh, but after reading the labels on the store-bought, brands, and it's got stuff in there I don't really want to have in there. So we're gonna do it this way. Okay, so according to the recipes that I have found, it's not a difficult recipe. And so we're not gonna, we're gonna cut in, cut out. And I'm having to modify these recipes I found because I'm using a smaller amount because I don't need that much, to make the chili. So you have some butter and some onion. Yeah, onion. I don't know, this is probably maybe a half cup. But this is, I'm only using like, one small can. Most of them was using like big cans or fresh tomatoes, and I'm doing it this way. Now this one, I grabbed the wrong can. I grabbed the Italian style petite tomatoes, and I intended using the other one. But this will be okay because it's going to put garlic in it anyway and a little oregano in the chili. It isn't going to kill anything. So, anyway, how was y'all's weekend? Good, I hope? Yeah, I love the weekends. So, gonna get this going. Spatula. Now, of course, I'm modifying this recipe. Oh God, it's just something I do. Now, what we'll do is, once this gets going, then I'll shut it down because it needs to simmer. It needs to cook for 45 minutes or 2 hours or so, and then. Now, and the other recipes they had on there, they just put the butter and the onions and the tomatoes just straight on into the pot. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a minute to saute a bit to get the butter more oniony flavored. That should give that butter some onion flavor. Okay. And we'll put the tomatoes. You can use this kind, or you can use fresh. If you happen to have if you have a garden where you grew your own tomatoes and you got a bunch of ripe tomatoes, you could use those too. And okay, and then say you're supposed to put in some water or chicken broth. Well, I happen to have those little chicken broth cubes, so I put that in some water. And because I'm winging this, I can't go exactly by their recipe because the amount of tomatoes I'm using and the size cans I'm using is different. So, kind of have to use another way of judging it. So, let's add a cup. I don't know, I think less than a cup. I don't want it to be too watery. We'll just see. I mean, because I can add more to it later. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let this, come to a boil, and then turn it down, adjust the heat to where, it's like on, say, between simmer and low, or, depending on your stove, and you know what it looks like when it's doing it. So, and then when it gets done, I'll come back with my immersion blender and get it all blended in, and put a sweetener in it, and taste it, and then carry on from there. Because I'm just making this up as I go along. Hopefully it turns out, and if it doesn't, oh well. I might have to make another batch. I got more tomatoes. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off right now, and we'll be back later when this gets ready to proceed. Okay, I'm back. And I think it's ready to go ahead and get blended. And then I think we're supposed to cook it a little more. See that? Blending up all those onions and tomato pieces. Yeah, it looks like it's coming together. I think that's got it. I already put the sugar in. I put 2 teaspoons of the monk fruit. Let's see. I mean, that's good because it's going into the chili. It's not like I'm going to be eating hole in it. See what it needs. It needs something. What does it need? I think it needs a little salt. Where's my salt? Oh, here it is. Because I hadn't added the salt to it because I don't, on that can it didn't say that it was no salt, which is what I usually get. Kind of tart. I think I could put a little more sugar in it. Or a little more sweetener, not sugar, but sweetener. Oh, I'm just getting it all over me, making a mess. I need an apron. I got one ordered, and it's coming, but it won't be here till, I think, tomorrow. Or, no, not tomorrow. I think it'll be a few days. But, if I'm going to do cooking videos, I need to, because normally I wear my old crappy clothes for stuff like this, and it doesn't matter if I mess it up. Some of them are getting so raggedy, getting holes in them, and you know they're too big, and I got lots of those hanging in the closet. But I wear them for around the house. That's pretty good. That's just what it needs. A little bit more sweetener and a little dab of salt. Yeah. Boy, wouldn't you love grilled cheese sandwich to dip in that stuff? Okay. We're good to go. I love this blender. I don't know how I live without it. I don't have to use those old-fashioned blenders, you know, push-button kind. Remember those? Those are okay, you know, in some situations, but, you know, with this, and then it came with a food processor too, so, okay. Yeah, me and that healthcare lady, we got to talking diet and stuff, and on that phone call I got when I was making a video, and so I already got the ground beef ready, because nobody needs to watch ground beef getting browned. We all know how to do that, right? Okay. So, I'm gonna pour some of this in, and then I'll judge, you know, how much I want to go in there. This is 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm going to add a little dab of water. Thin it out a little bit. Yeah, and this is the water that I, you know, had put in a little bit of you know, those little chicken broth cubes. Okay, now for the spices. Put in some garlic. And you know me, I don't do a whole lot of measuring. I just kind of let the nose guide me to eyeball it. Put a little pepper, white pepper in there. And we'll throw in a little bit of Worcester sauce. I like to put Worcester sauce in beef. Beef kind of doesn't hurt. Put in just a little bit. And of course, the chili powder. Onion powder. And a little bit of cumin. I like a little cumin in it. Yeah, it's optional. You don't have to do that. And, no, that was the cinnamon. Because the cumin. They look so much alike. This kind of gives it the Western flavor. A lot of people put beans in their chili. I don't. I need a little more cinnamon. Cinnamon is really good. There's a chili place in Cincinnati, and it's called Skyline Chili. And this is one of the secret ingredients to their chili. Yeah, and I need to get the paprika. I forgot to get the paprika out. Some smoked paprika, that'd be good. A little smoked paprika. And of course we're gonna taste it. See what else need. Might need more chili powder or something else. Probably put in a little bit more water. And what I do is I just let it simmer for a while, let all those flavors meld and blend in and get infused. There we go. Oh. Actually, my back's getting tired. Yeah, I sure would like to have a visit with the chiropractor. I've got too much other stuff to go with it. But it would make me feel better. Oh, no, it would. Trouble is, I have to find one that's. I'd like to get it here close, at least close in town, or where I don't have to make no 45-minute to hour trip to find one that takes my insurance. Okay. Yeah, I've been up since about 8:30. What time is it right now? It's need salt. I'm not supposed to have too much salt. Until they get this, diagnosis thing. A little more garlic powder. A little onion powder. Usually what I do that I forgot to do this time was I usually saute onions and green peppers before, doing the chili. So that's something you can do too. You can add to it. Usually I do. I don't know why. I just forgot. I think it was because of the soup. Yeah, I had just used just plain old regular uh, tomato sauce in it before too. But the soup thing is better because it's got the onions in it. So the onion is in there, but it's in the soup. It's not in the sautéed form. I'm probably going to need some more chili powder. Yep, the salt helped. Spice this up a little bit. Make it a little more chili. Isn't that why they call it chili? Yeah, buddy. Okay. We're done. All I gotta do is just, let it simmer. Let it simmer a while and, retaste it after everything gets melded together. And see if it needs any adjustments, but I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it? And of course, I'll be freezing some of this. So get it bubbling. And then I'll turn it down and just, let it simmer for a while. And it'd be good. Okay, got that one out of the way. I've been wanting to make this anyway. So, I'm going to turn this sucker off and tell you all goodbye. I love you. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. And give it a try. And you can put beans in yours if you want to. I just don't, do beans. And so Anyway, have a good one. Love you. Bye-bye. Subscribe and like. Thank you. Thanks for watching.